What were the key provisions of the McCarran Act? Have you ever wondered how the United States tried to protect itself during the Cold War? The McCarran Internal Security Act of 1950 was a significant law that aimed to address fears of communist influence. This act was passed even after President Harry Truman vetoed it, showing just how strong anti-communist feelings were at the time. Let's break down the key provisions of this act. First, the McCarran Act required communist organizations to register with the federal government. This meant that groups had to provide detailed information about their members, finances, and activities. The goal was to keep a close eye on organizations that were seen as a threat to American values. Next, the Act created the Subversive Activities Control Board. This board was responsible for investigating individuals and organizations suspected of engaging in activities against the government. If the Attorney General asked, the board could require these organizations to register and submit reports. This board played a key role in enforcing the act. Another important provision made it a felony to knowingly support the establishment of a totalitarian dictatorship in the United States. This meant that any actions that could undermine democracy were taken very seriously. The law aimed to protect American democratic institutions from any potential threats. The McCarran Act also gave the president the authority to detain individuals during emergencies. This could happen during a war, invasion, or insurrection if there were reasonable grounds to believe someone might engage in espionage or sabotage. This provision was controversial and later repealed, but it reflected the intense fears of the time. During the 1950s, many viewed this law as a necessary measure to defend against communist infiltration. It fit into the broader context of McCarthyism, where there was a strong push to identify and root out alleged communist sympathizers in various sectors of society. However, critics argued that it infringed on civil liberties, particularly freedom of speech and association. In practice, the McCarran Act led to increased government surveillance and restrictions on communist and leftist groups. It reinforced the atmosphere of suspicion that defined American politics and society during the 1950s. The act was part of a larger effort to control communist influence, reflecting the fears and tensions of the Cold War era.